Good afternoon, Brian with Grand Roofing. We're doing a little bit different of a roof leak patch job, I guess you could call it. We're on a roof here, Western Howard County, and I have never in my life seen something like this. So I just came around, get up close, and we'll kind of go in through what we're going to do, at least to get through the winter here, because we are in like the second week of January 2024. All right, so this is a metal roof, some sort of little metal panels bent in such a way that they lock in, I think. It's got like a triangle embossed shape to the middle. They've seen better days. It is metal. I can stick a magnet to it, and if this goes unaddressed, it's going to start getting surface rust and rusting through. This appears to be the original roof of the house, which was built in the mid-1800s. It's pretty cool looking, honestly. It's a place that you can have a venue rented out here, Legacy Barns. But they've got a leak in this section of this flat that I'm standing on. Got the call yesterday. It's not too far from me, so I figured I'd work in this morning. There's a window right in there. If you look in there, right where this return area is, there's a knee wall attic area you cannot get into, a closet, and then a hallway coming down the center where the leak is actually showing. Somewhere in this general area, it looks like it was coming in and running over. A few people never even showed up to the appointment. I'm like, you know what, I don't care. I'll look, see what I can see, come out here as long as it's dry. There's a flat section right down here with TP open on over it. Some repair somebody's done in the past. I get on, my ladder's just out of view right here. He had a small little hook ladder, so I'm like, perfect. We'll throw it up right here, scale the ridge, step up 5 feet, take this ridge over, and get to this section. I found the leaks rather easy to find. I'm getting ready to actually patch it. And I figured, well, let's just shoot a video real quick. So the reason I got the little propane thing up here, caulking and arcer, a little piece of flashing, a couple things I'm going to do here. If you look at this right here, is one of 2 definite leaks. You can twist this out or just pull it out. You can see it's wet. We had, I think my rain gauge got, I don't know, last I looked it was 3/4 inch. We still had more rain yesterday. But all the water coming up here in this section, the valley, all the way over to where I'm at here, all funnels down into this little section right here. And it had a snowy slush. We're supposed to get like 3 to 8 inches of snow, I heard. Ended up being a rain slush. Thank God I didn't have to go plow. And it kind of had a coating over this. Most of it was seeping through and off. After it warmed up a little bit, got more rain, it was just dripping in. That's when they noticed the issue. There was a wet spot like this all over here. That's what the torch is up here for. I wanted to make sure this gets a really good bond. So lightly back and forth torch it to dry off the water, to give it a good dry surface. Make sure there's nothing physically thick right here. If there's like flakes like this, I'd knock those down and get down to the surface, the actual metal part. There's another one right here, and you can clearly see there's a hole there. I don't know, somebody maybe tried to pull this metal panel in when they installed it or repaired it at some point. It's loose, it's been dripping in for a while. I had a fingernail pull that out. But this needs to be addressed. This one needs to be addressed. There's a third one here. It looks to be seated for the most part, and it's probably not seated real well because I did take the torch to it, and you can see there's a thin layer of moisture weeping back out of it. So I'm gonna try to torch this again in a minute off camera, and we're gonna caulk this. The 3 of these, we're gonna caulk them. And this right here is probably the worst. What I'm gonna try to do is use a caulking that will work with being wet, which is gonna be the GEOCEL brand. I love GEOCEL brand, 4500 roof stuff. It's not tar, it's not rubber cement or whatever, tar cement, whatever the hell they call that. That's the worst thing to use. This bonds to a lot of stuff. You can use it on EPDM, all kinds of substrates, and it will work with it being wet. So what we're going to do is, when I get some of this dry stuff pulled out, you always have a dry spot from the previous use if it sits too long. Squirt a little bit out, get into a nice fresh batch of it, put it over here and caulk a little bit into it. If I can get it in there to help seal this, we're going to shove that down. Try to get it all the way down and bonded so it's held in from the inside as well, and caulk over it. I don't want to put just necessarily a goop on here. I think well, I don't know. Comment down your thoughts down below if you think it's better to seal a screw down into it. It's not good enough wood to put a longer screw in. It's rotted, so a longer screw is not going to do anything. Question would be, is do you caulk around this, try to seat it from the inside, outside, everywhere, almost like it's reinforced as opposed to just a goopity-doo right on top. As I said, we are in the winter. It's too cold here. Next week's going to be brutal, below 0. We need to get this stopped so any more precip through the winter months doesn't leak in, do further damage. So all 3 of these right here, here, and here, coat over. Everything else looks to be good. There are a few others I found where the lightning rod had come out at a couple times. There's one, and there's one by that stack. Honestly, these aren't as big of as a crucial areas below, and why is the only rain hitting this, because they're so high up on the roof, is what's going to hit right here. Whereas these have a huge section above them which gathers rain and slowly comes down and floods this area for a prolonged period of time. So these are bad. The other thing I noticed being up here is right here in this valley, we're going to address, that's what the flashing is up here for, is they cut this probably to lock under here or something. I don't know, I would have left it a web, because if you look under here, right there's the top of the metal, right at where this is. There's not much of a lap there, maybe a quarter inch, half inch tops. Not much there. So what we're going to do is just wedge this up under as far as I can get it to extend this. And so it doesn't come out, we're going to put a couple dabs of sealer under and above, up under this, or here where it stays stuck. So within a few hours, that'll kind of be bonded temporarily. Again, this is not a full repair. This is just to kind of get through the winter, decide what you're going to do. As far as the roof itself, it's pretty good size. Complex, cut up, steep 12-12, flat sections below around the whole property, higher up 2-story, maybe even a 3-story. Yeah, 3-story probably right there, because I'm already up 2 stories. Goes around, there's some shingle sections. There's a lot of roof here. Do you try to salvage this, clean it, coat it with some sort of roof silicone coating system, or bite the bullet and just redo the roof? The way silicone is costing, I would probably opt to just tear this down and redo it, unless you're wanting to keep the historical look to it. Then you're going to probably need to try to find some new material similar to this and just completely redo it. I think it's seen its days. I don't know if knocking this down and coating is going to be the best thing. Although, however, what I did tell the owner down here in this section, because it is so crucial, if they want to put this off for a little bit longer, I would recommend any flat sections that are still metal, clean them when the warmer weather arrives, prep them following the specifications of either like Karnak or Gacko, and put a rubberized or a silicone coating on these flat sections to further reinforce these areas here. As far as redoing it, it's going to be really hard to get under the metal, which is probably non-existent anymore, to get any kind of roof membrane you're going to put in under this roof here. So I don't see that being really feasible. That's why if you could just kind of coat over the roof coating, especially the high traffic area that's flat, to prolong the life, get some more time out of it. Maybe knock these down, put a roof coating system to, again, buy some time. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a full new roof. I don't know. Let me know if you have any experience with those two products or a similar product, or if you know of any cool decorative stamped metal. Who is it? Josh Big Time, BDR. I think he does some sort of little panel like this. They're kind of cool, but they're not got the embossed area. I don't know. He's up in Canada, I believe, so I don't know if that's something we can get here. If you know of anything, let me know. Again, it'd be nice to have that information to share with the owner here if he wants to kind of keep this historic look of the roof that is the original. Yeah, it kind of goes around everywhere. There's a lot to it. Alright, I'm going to get ready to get busy on this. As I said, shove this in, caulk this up, work my way down here. Had to get a little rig here to get this over me, because I need both my hands to make my way down these ridges. It's a little steep. I think that's why when the other guy came, he's like, yeah, we'll be back, and just never showed up. Wow. This is a fun one. I was going to try to bring the GoPro and actually film the process, but I didn't have the head strap for it. Don't have a videographer, so we're going to have to do with this. Let me know. I want to do more, but God, it's just so hard to have a camera with me, try to film and do the stuff. All right, as always, until next time, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one.